Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Before we roll into what we're going to talk about, man, we just got some news about one of our radio buddies, Danny Bonaducci.
Yeah, bummer news, dude. I just saw on Twitter and also a couple news stories that just said that he announced on Twitter he's taking a break from doing his radio show, which he does here in Seattle, and said that he's not, I guess it's like a mystery illness that they're trying to figure out. And he joked in it that said something like on his Twitter that said, Charlie Chaplin, Willy Wonka, Danny Bonaducci, I've joined the club of cool guys with canes. So best wishes to him. I don't know what's going on, but, you know, that sucks to hear. I don't know Danny. I think you've talked with Danny. I know Sarah from his show, and she's one of the good ones, like just a good person. And that's just a bummer to hear that.
Yeah, I've every time I've had encounters with Danny, he's been great. It's funny, we run into each other at the airport more than we have, like in professional settings, because we both travel a lot. And really nice dude. Really good. He's very, very talented. It was always great having him in the business when he came to Seattle. We've gotten along. It wasn't a
it's not the old school days.
Yeah, it wasn't a malevolent competition. He had a lot of respect for me. I have a lot of respect for him because he's had an amazing career on radio, as well as, of course, he played in the Partridge Family when he was a young kid, and he's just been an entertainer for so long in his life. So I hope they can figure out what's going on. Sometimes those mystery illnesses are it's so frustrating as something's going on and they just don't know what it is, and they put you through test after test after test, and sometimes they'll give you medication that doesn't work because they're not sure if it's, treating really the right thing. And I know how much he loves to perform, so it's probably in a lot of ways just, not easy for him. And so a lot of love goes out to Danny Bonaducci as he gets through this.
It's crazy you even say that, because it happened over the weekend as a guy I know just through Twitter, and like we were buddies through social media, but he's an independent wrestler from, I think, like the Georgia area by the name of Dylan McQueen. And he had to go to the hospital, and he doesn't know why, and they're not even sure how to figure it out. And he's a young dude in his 20s. And he can't walk, he can't move anything. It didn't happen because of anything in particular. It's just all of a sudden he's being checked out because he's just not able to, he can't do anything, I think, from the neck down.
Wow.
Yeah, or maybe the waist down. I can't remember exactly sure, but I was just like, you read that and you're like, what the hell? Here's looks like a healthy dude, and it's just such a trip.
Yeah, and so, again, if you just tuned in, Danny Bonaducci, who's on the Danny and Sarah show, a radio show here in town, Danny's taking a leave of absence because he's got this mystery illness and he doesn't know what it is, and so, he's devoting basically his whole full-time life to have them figure out what's going on with him so that, he can get healed up as quickly as possible. And we send him a lot of love and get well quick, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Before the break, of course, we talked about a fart issue. And so I think, that's what we do best. We got to talk about what happened over here. This woman went on Reddit and told the story of how her dog kept passing gas, and the smell was so bad she was worried that maybe the dog had a medical issue. And she compared the smell to rotten eggs, and so she's like, okay, something's going on. I got to bring this dog to the vet. Tests kept coming back clean, though. They were like, I don't know what's going on. Your dog is fine. Your dog's healthy. The vet's like, I don't know, maybe change the diet. Maybe that'll, stop those horrible smelling farts of the dog. And 5 weeks and several $1,000s later, and the diet change, all that, nothing worked. And then, like I said, 5 weeks later, lots of vet bills. She found out what was really going on. Turned out the dog wasn't farting at all. It was her husband.
And that name, Steve.
Yeah, but I blame my dog and my child now all the time, and my wife is on to me. She knows. There are a few occasions, though, where she's like, hon. And I'm like, that was not me. That was your daughter. And she's like, no, it wasn't. I'm like, look at her smile on her face right now. She's giggling. She's not giggling because dad tooted.
Yeah, you're right. This guy had to be amazing if every single time he could convince his wife it was the dog.
Oh my gosh, that sucks. Like, she's bringing the dog to the vet thinking something's wrong with it, and it just turns out the husband is just being a troll.
Yeah, she was so angry, and rightly so. I would be pissed off, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, she was so angry, she kicked him out of the house for the night. She's like, get the F out.
No.
Well, did he just fart?
Yeah.
She kicked him out of the house for this?
Yeah, for one night. I mean, so I think that he was allowed back in, though I imagine he's going to get his own room. And because this guy's, she said, you know what, you're paying half the vet bills. So I guess she was paying all these bills up front out of her own money.
So they're married. I guess some people they have their separate money even when they're married. That's foreign to me because my money is our money, and my wife's money is her money. But other than
isn't that how it goes?
Hey,
that's how it's supposed to go. Yeah,
not mine, but cha cha.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? You could say that, but I don't think you're doing too badly. I feel like you get everything pretty much you want.
BJ, zero complaints.
Yeah,
that's why I'm joking about it.
Normally, I do like to go, you're right, pal, those wives in our lives, but I see all of the T-shirts and all of the hockey gear and every damn hat you buy. Your wife is probably the one that's like, yeah, you know what? I get a couple of bucks here and there only because someone's got to be responsible in this family.
But did he know that she was taking the dog to the vet? Because why wouldn't he stop it at that point?
Well, that's what I mean.
That part would piss me off.
How would he not know? She probably, I mean, you live with the dude. You got to be going, I got this dog. I mean, there's no way he doesn't know. There's just no way he doesn't know that she's going through all this.
The lie has gone too far and he cannot back out at this point.
Oh, dude, the moment she makes a vet appointment, I'm like, babe, I was just effing with you.
Yeah, it's me.
That's just amazing, though, that I can't even think of a situation, obviously, something along those levels. Like, I don't think there's anything I could have done that would, like, my wife's like, you can't stay at the house. I'm not talking about, like, the serious stuff, of course, but, like, something like lying about my dog farting.
Right. I feel like, though, if your wife had to go to the vet after vet after vet and spend thousands of dollars, you might get kicked out for a day. If it turns out it was you, I feel like you just...
Why not talk to me for a day?
Oh, man. I'd kick you. I'd kick you right the hell out. I'd call her up and tell you to kick. You know what? I'd say, you need to kick him out. This is come on.
Has anyone ever been kicked out of their house?
Ooh. God, no.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm trying to think is like, I've done some, I mean, especially gas-wise, I've done some pretty heinous things.
I've never even had to...
Yeah, I haven't been kicked out.
Remember back in the old days? I don't know if you younger kids remember this, but there was always you had to go sleep on the couch. Is that still a thing? Where, like, one of the spouses, usually it's the female spouse that gets mad and says, go sleep on the couch. And then the old idea, you're in the doghouse, because there was a time where guys would get kicked out of the house and have to go live in the doghouse.
See, I was never
in their yard.
I was never made to go sleep on the couch. I did sleep on the couch at different times because I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. I'm just going to stay out here. But it was never like, go sleep on the couch. You're in trouble.
Oh yeah, I grew up with that.
The only time that's never happened in our relationship. One time, my wife did sleep on the couch because I didn't tell her. I'm just joking, but she was pregnant and she was so uncomfortable in the bed, and for some reason, sleeping on the couch was more comfortable for her. Just the way that the cushions were. So every once in a while, it was rare, but she ended up sleeping on the couch. But there was no
anger argument that caused that.
No.
Yeah. So, but back in the day, I remember a lot of I'd hear the conversations, and I was on the couch last night. My father's friends, because something happened and there was a fight. That kind of a thing. I have never had it happen to me. Well, I shouldn't say that. My wife just basically decided to sleep on the couch for the rest of her life in California.
I was about to say, if anyone on the show, I feel like you would be the one, but she went the other way and just started moving thousands of miles away.
Yeah, it was a lot easier. She's like, I'm just going to, I don't even want, because she know I'd fight about it. If she tried to kick me out of the house, I would argue. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that goes, you're right, I'll just go.
I paid for this bed, I'm sleeping on it.
Yeah, a lot of dudes do it because they know there's a cool down period. They go, you know what, I'm just going to walk away until things cool down. I think guys get that, and I don't have that in my DNA to know that sometimes you should just walk away and things will be better if you give it time. I'm not that guy. We're going to fix this now with arguments.
I know that on many occasions during the week, one of my parents ends up sleeping on the couch, but that's because I have a 3-year-old brother who takes up their king-size bed and will take up most of the bed because he's a kicker.
Okay, you know,
so he'll kick somebody. I know.
This is amazing to me. You know, I would never tolerate this. I would. Oh my God, your father or who? I don't know who really likes this, but whatever spouse really likes this, and the other one has to go sleep on the couch. If I was the one that was told to go on the couch, Vicky, oh my gosh, that would be
perfect for the person who goes on the couch because then the other one they don't get kicked.
Right.
And then the little brother also, he talks in his sleep and it's scary sometimes.
Oh, geez.
Because he'll start like
Gollum, my
kind
precious.
of like depending on what he's dreaming about, he'll be like, Vicky.
How old is this kid?
3.
He's sleeping in the bed with
he sleeps in his own bed, but then in the middle of the night he'll come in and go in
So you gotta get those door locks, man.
Then he's awake.
You ain't lying, because when we were getting our new house, we were thinking of getting like one of those sliding barn doors for our bedroom, because like that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like they're really fancy looking. I like that look. And the person the builder of the house was like, you don't want that. And I was like, why was it like? No, you don't want that. I'm like, well, why wouldn't we want that? He goes, because there's no way to really lock those.
Nope.
And you're with the child on the way, or with the kid. We had a kid. Obviously, we have a kid, but they were like, you're not going to want that when they're old enough to like open doors. And
yes, you
for multiple reasons.
Yes,
right. I was like, oh. Yeah, I've lived my entire life not having to worry about like a little human walking in on us.
Yep. Or even just like slamming it or just like flinging them back and forth, because that's fun.
Imagine your grandmother if you had a barn door in your bedroom. If she would have walked in on you many times.
I might have more time to like readjust though, because it takes a second for that to slide through.
Oh, okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, that could have saved me the embarrassment, actually, BJ.
Yeah. So, well,
someone said my husband and I have such a comfortable couch that we would fight over who got to sleep on the couch when we were mad at each other.
Wow.
More reasons to fight.
Yeah, that's true. They make some really amazing sleepable couches these days. It was again back in the day, the couch was not comfortable enough that you'd really want to sleep on it. But now, there are some really comfy couches out there for that. Yeah, even me, I don't think I've ever been kicked out of the house that I can remember. I just can't. Maybe it's happened, but I don't remember it. I feel like my wife is much more reasonable. She's like always like, well, whatever. You know, whereas I'm the one that I think if I were but there's no way anyone's leaving. Kathy would never she'd be like, I'm not leaving the house. What are you talking about? I do everything around here. That's a good point.
I don't know, where would you go? I don't want you to figure that out. Then you gotta get a hotel room that's going to cost more money.
Well, see that. Sometimes you do. That's when you go bother your friends. You know, you go, hey, can I crash here tonight? Why? Well, I had another fight with Susan. Oh, okay. Yeah. I wouldn't go to Danny's, though, because he doesn't have heat.
Well, no, but I also have a lot of whiskey, so I could just drown your sorrows on all the whiskey.
Wow.
Bundle up.
Yep, stay warm on the inside.
Yeah.
And whiskey can warm you up a little bit, so all right.
Yeah,
all right,
totally.
Danny, I guess you're back on the table, Danny.
Plus, we'll cuddle
Bundle up and
all
bring your drinking shoes.
night. Yeah.
Oh,
shoes?
I didn't know there were shoes for drinking, but all right. I'll wear what you want me to wear, whatever it is.
It's those Skechers that firm up your butt.
Oh, yeah, the shape ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get you nice and hammered. Or help
Perfect
you.
for drinking, wearing those. Yes.
Oh, dude, yeah, like putting teeter-totters on your feet, then
There
getting
you
drunk.
go.
Good luck.
Oh, Steve, this is another great idea that you have. So your drinking shoes, which you'll just repurpose those Skechers that nobody wants.
2 rolled ankles, but a firm ass.
We've got a group of people that got injured doing the drunkest thing possible, and no, it's not Steve's shoe idea. I'll tell you what they did at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Are you guys familiar with a pedal pub? It's
yeah.
one of those, everyone can drive like a little. It seems like a touristy thing.
Yeah, it's like almost like a little moving bar.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to get you from one place to another, and generally there's not drinking allowed, but everyone is supposed to be like pedaling this one, like, I don't know, a cart, and then somebody's driving it, and as you're going around, you're going from bar to bar hopping, and so technically you're just providing the power to get the thing to the place. They got them in like Ballard and stuff.
I thought some of these you could drink on them. Maybe like in Vegas or like New Orleans.
In Chicago, like they have the boozy ones. I know because I was thinking about doing it.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
I know sometimes they only do like beer and wine type of situations with some that I've seen. Like you can't, cider and stuff too. Yeah, you can't do hard alcohol.
Oh, if I'm not doing Four Loko, I won't.
Oh dear. Here we go.
Old school.
Yeah. This one had a real serious issue happening in Atlanta, and from what I can tell, you're not allowed to be super drunk. Like if they see you're super drunk, they won't give you a pedal pub, but they'll let you bring drinks onto this pedal pub, at least in Atlanta.
Oh, there you go.
And it overturned on Saturday night, injuring 15 people.
Oh no!
2 critically injured, 3 others seriously injured. And then 10 other people had minor injuries. So it's pretty much everybody had something happen to them.
Well, I hope everyone's okay. I mean, I know you said critical. Geez, that's
it's
awful.
not fatal yet. It's critical, though. Yeah.
But, like, I'm actually surprised we haven't heard more stories like this because it just seems like a recipe for disaster. Let's give a group of drunk people a form of transportation where they're out on the road. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, as much as I want to do one, and Danny, I'm down if you want to try doing it in Chicago. But it just seems like a recipe for disaster. Like the boat ones, too. Like those, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like now you're in water.
Yeah, they said there were no other vehicles involved. They just turned this over themselves. They were trying to make a turn. They went too fast, like you do, and flipped the thing over. But so no vehicles hit them. They didn't hit any vehicles. They just were like, "Hey, gravity, centrifugal force, whatever."
Maybe going down a hill and you cut a corner too quick.
Yeah,
Or what if they just put all the fat people on one side, so you go around that corner and just whee?
Yeah, they have someone that walks out and says, "Okay, you're 200 pounds. You go on that side." Like,
I hope so too.
Yeah, they do that on planes. They go, look, we got to have you seated in the right way on a plane.
Right.
I've had that happen before. I'm like, what are you saying? What are you trying to say to me?
Well, sir.
It was back in my 285 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sir, we're going to have you sit way the F over there or we're not going to make it. So they, I don't think I'm going to get on a pedal pub with you guys. I just don't think that's the thing.
I don't even think we were going to invite you because we knew the answer would be no.
Okay, well, all right. So, thank you. Thank you for saving me the no. It's like, because I feel like being on a pedal pub with Danny, and depending upon, what you're doing that day, because, sometimes, everything seems like a good idea when you've had enough beverages.
Oh, everything's a great idea when I'm drunk.
Yeah, so that's why you, Danny, pedal pub, I'm going to pass.
And Danny, they just opened, actually, this is kind of interesting with the news stories, but they opened one in Tacoma. There's Tacoma Pedal and Pints. Ooh. So you can roll down there and we can go hit all of those hills.
That is a great idea that you two should do.
I'm in.
Oh, they got a pedal boat, too, in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Nothing bad can happen on a pedal boat.
It's bring your own booze, I'm assuming, or beverage, but I'm excited for that, too.
Okay, no, I'm not. I don't want to be drunk on the water and you flip the boat like a kayak. I don't need that.
But it's right by our hotel, so at least you can get back to the place without being that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I can swim back. You're absolutely right. I should be okay.
See if I can.
You know how I know I'll be okay? I'll let you guys go ahead.
See, that's the thing. It's like no disrespect that we don't invite you, because of course we'd love to have you be a part of it, but we just don't even want to put you in that uncomfortable position where you have to say no.
Here's what I will do. When you guys are going to get a pedal boat, I promise to give a very nice eulogy for all of you.
Fair.
How about that?
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
We'll leave you with our cell phones.
So these drunken idiots decided to take a pedal boat, and we miss them dearly.
So what do you think? Pedal boat or pedal bar? Like the bicycle.
Honestly, I think a boat would be awesome because...
Why not?
The weather's good.
Yeah.
Why not a pedal tank? Let's just put as much
that'd be
ridiculously
amazing.
Irresponsible stuff in your hands while you're drunk. Right?
Can I be the gunner?
That's it. I mean, why not just make it a complete disaster?
I thought you were going to say, why not both? I'm like, you're absolutely right. We're there for several days.
Why not a pedal nuclear missile? Let's just, let's just let you guys have at it while you're drunk. What the hey?
Someone says, though, the pedal pubs are controlled by a guide who's not supposed to be drinking.
Yeah.
Driving.
You are not.
We're just, like the Rev said, we're just providing the power.
Yeah, you guys are,
Oh, so they had a regular driver that did this?
They're not steering it.
Yeah.
Oh, here I am maligning these poor people. So there's a sober guy who just made a bad turn.
Yeah, it's the tour guide. So yeah, maybe, like I said, maybe it was just some sort of like weight differential or something. Like those things seem a little top heavy, but also you shouldn't be like, doing Fast and Furious moves around the corner either.
Well, yeah, if you can't drink on these, what is the point of them then? I thought the reason they would be worried about your drunkenness was because you were driving. Otherwise, why call it a pedal pub if you're not allowed to have a beverage on there? You mean there's some that don't let you have beverages?
Some of them just do the rules and regulations of the places. That's why they're probably big in like stuff like they were talking about New Orleans and Vegas and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no reason
they're to get you from one bar to another in those other places, quote unquote, sort of.
Guys, I don't think we want to do this anymore.
Why? How much is it?
Starting at $800.
Oh, well,
what? Really?
And you can have because it's a private one.
How long do you get it for?
You get it for 90 minutes, and you can technically bring 16 people on. So we can find 16 people.
Okay,
dude, we're going to a radio convention. We can find 16. We're going to be around a lot of cheap people. Never mind. We can find 16 people that want to drink on a pedal boat with us.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's find one of those like affiliates that want to schmooze us, BJ.
There you go.
Sure. Okay.
The 120-minute one is starting at $15.50.
That's the one we get, but we have like a company pay for it.
Yeah, there you go.
$1,550. Wow. That's $1,550.
Yes.
The Tacoma ones are
again. I could just take an Uber or walk to the next bar I'm going to.
Yeah, but I want to get my cardio in while I'm drinking.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, you're getting rid of the calories while taking the calories. It works.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
That's a good, yeah, okay.
That could be the greatest or the worst job, depending on the day. Depending on the team of people that you have on that pedal. Because I'd imagine if you get like a good crew and you're in charge of like steering it and that's your job, it could be a lot of fun. It could be a blast. Like you're hanging out, meeting people. But then if you got like that surly group that are just drunk and obnoxious, you probably just want to be like, I'm just going to jump off of this thing and let them just handle it themselves.
Well, now I'm starting to wonder if the driver really, maybe they were going too fast and he couldn't do anything about it because of all the pedal power. I mean, do you have a way of shutting them down?
I gotta imagine you got to be able to control the power that's being exerted.
I mean, you put on brakes, but then again, if you got people pedaling like wouldn't
it be funny if those things actually did nothing and it's actually just motorized and you're just pedaling? And nobody knows that you're pedaling for absolutely no reason other than because
that would be fantastic.
That's what I would do.
That's what you call safety as well. Then you're not really relying on a bunch of drunk people who are asking you to basically get them more drunk by driving them somewhere.
Could you imagine? I mean, remember when we were at the sushi restaurant and we were just going absolutely nuts over sake bombs?
Yes.
Could you imagine our excitement level when somebody's like, "Hey, I think we could get this up to 30 miles an hour," and then everybody else is like, "Yeah, we could do it. We could do it. We could do it."
I would try my hardest, Rev.
See, exactly, right? You get one hype man, and then suddenly we're just going.
I'm going to be busy. There's a lot of eulogies I have to write. I have to write a lot of eulogies for you idiots. Wow, I made this promise, and now, all of you are getting involved. This is not good.
Just write one over-encompassing for everybody.
I want to do it, though, like right by Wrigley Field, because that area has like so many cool bars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, who cares if you just slam into the stadium? Who cares? That's okay.
It's made of brick. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, you're right. The stadium will be fine. You are absolutely right, sir. No worries there. Just, Steve was a good man until he face planted himself into Wrigley Field. We'll miss him dearly.
It'll be a memory, though, for everyone else.
Ah, Danny.
He went out doing what he loved to do.
What's that?
Drink and pedal.
There we go.
He was a drinker and a peddler, and he died doing what he loved.
So those cities are pretty much flat. Can you imagine pedaling in one of those in Capitol Hill?
Oh my gosh, no.
Or the other way around. You imagine trying to take a turn going downhill with a bunch of drunken idiots.
Please don't go downhill.
Yeah,
please don't go downhill at all.
This is a wonderful idea. I endorse this for all of you.
Shana Shahalis has a great point. Rent one of these for Sarah and Johnny Rubber's wedding or bachelor or bachelorette party.
Hell yes.
In Vegas.
What part of This Is Dangerous makes you think that I would want to do this, Shane and Shayless?
That's a very good question. I didn't give that answer.
It's not going to happen. But you know what? It's Steve's whatever next thing that he does that's really powerful and important in his life. Yeah, you can get one.
Pedal works.
Yeah. On Friday, Steve the Peddler, he did get this one right.
Michael Stipe was the lead singer of which band?
Touch me in the corner. Michael Stipe is in REM.
Yes, thanks, Kermit.
I've always wondered what it would sound like if Kermit sang some REM music. Thank you, Steve.
Would have been an improvement. Kidding.
Sick burn.
Okay.
Couple of records.
Now I'm going to have to write this eulogy
song or
earlier.
two.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.